Hello, guys, and welcome to another review of Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 11, Breaking Bad. That's the title of the episode, which it was kind of obvious what I was going to see in this episode. The return of Walter White and Jesse. That was a very cool moment. So, and I guess that moment's kind of set in like the Season 2 timeline when they first meet Saul. And I guess while they're in RV, we kind of see like their conversation, which was cool. And they mention like who's Lalo, because that's the name he was shouting when Walter and Jesse kidnapped him. Because he was thinking it was Lalo or one of the Salamancas who was doing that to him, but you know it was just Walt and Jesse, and it's cool to see their conversation together because we didn't really get to see that in the original show, like their conversation in the RV. We get to see a bit of it, which was cool. And I'll get more to that later. I just want to talk about the other stuff that is kind of teasing how the show's going to end. And to me, it's kind of getting really obvious how it's going to end. I just know it's not going to be like an ending for like Jesse in El Camino. Yeah. And since the episode's called Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman Jimmy basically breaks bad in this episode in the present timeline. Yeah, where he's willing to do basically go back to his old ways and trick people, even though they're people who don't really deserve it. Because he's kind of like got to a point where he's willing to rob someone who's basically got cancer. I mean, when he found out he had cancer, I was thinking like maybe he wouldn't actually rob him, but he actually still went through with it, which kind of shows how much he's broken bad. Yeah, compared to even back then. I mean, he's done some pretty bad things throughout his time in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, especially Better Call Saul, since it was his own show, and we got to see all the things he's actually done to people. The robbing a guy with cancer, jeez, this is definitely one of the top bad things he's ever done. And it kind of shows that he's going back to his old ways, and going back to his old ways is going to be his downfall because we kind of see like a character who's working with him, who's thinking like, maybe we shouldn't do this because the guy has cancer, and that kind of shows that he's the one who has a conscience, and it kind of reminds me of Jesse because he had a conscience as well, and he wasn't willing to do certain things to certain people if it affected them, and that's why in the end he was the one who got like a good ending. Well, mostly a good ending anyway. Yeah. Where Walter, he just cared about, you know, what he loved, and that was, cooking meth is what made him happy, I guess, and that's how he went out. Yeah. End up dying with what he loved, because it's not like his family loved him at that point, because he sacrificed his family just to finally enjoy something, I guess. And we kind of find out that Skylar isn't like, is she in witness protection or something? Well, she made a deal anyway. We know that because we're seeing like Saul Goodman in the present day catch up with someone who works for him. The one who answered the calls. Yeah, she's kind of telling him everything that happened to all the characters. We even find out that Kim's is okay and she's doing well. And I guess she asked about Jim to know that if he's still alive, but I guess Kim doesn't want anything to do with Saul Goodman because I feel like she's being very careful to not get in contact with him again. But she wants to know if he's okay though. Yeah, she probably has like a family and stuff now. I mean, who knows at this point? Yeah, as long as she actually got like a good ending, then that's good for her. Yeah. As for Jimmy, he's probably gonna get like a bad ending. He's either gonna get arrested or I don't see him dying. I just see him getting arrested really. So basically, at the end of the day, Walter White dies, Jesse escapes, and I guess Saul Goodman will get arrested. We already know what happens to Mike. He dies by Walter, so yeah. I guess that's where it end. That's how it's gonna end for these characters. Yeah, and that's just how I think it's gonna end for Jimmy, because instead of trying to start a new life, and I guess he kind of finds that life boring, kind of like how Walter did, back in season 1, where we just saw that he didn't enjoy his life, and that's why he decided to break bad because he actually got enjoyment out of it. I mean, at first it was for his cancer, but then it became something that he actually enjoyed doing and loved. And what Jimmy used to do, that was something he enjoyed and loved, and that's why he finds it hard to give up. And I guess that's how criminals are really. Like, they can try to move on and do better things, but deep down, the thing that they're good at is kind of hard to get rid of. So that's why they probably go back to it, even if it's not, a good thing to do. But there are some people who actually have a conscience that try to move on, and that's that having a conscience like Jesse Pinkman is the reason why they would actually move on, and that's why that guy in their crew is the one who decides to move on, because we all know what he said. Jimmy, he said that we're basically done, and if you see me on the other end of the street, just keep walking, basically. But he's the one who actually decided to go back to him, and that kind of shows that he's never really going to change, so it's going to end bad for him, obviously. And they kind of end the episode with him deciding to, go back inside, and that's probably going to be his downfall. He's probably going to get arrested and stuff. Yeah. As for the other guy who's with him, like, I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. Like, is he going to get arrested too, or I guess we'll just see, really. Who knows what's going to happen, because we all know this is not going to end well for Saul Goodman. He's not really going to have a happy ending. But at least Kim gets a happy ending out of all the characters from Better Call Saul, since everyone else basically died. My god. Well, that I can think of when it comes to the Better Call Saul characters. There is that guy who worked with Howard, but who knows what happened to him, because that company got shut down, so who knows what he did. Yeah. The person who worked with Howard. Yeah. But I just know that Kim seems like the one who got the best ending out of those characters anyway. Yeah. Howard, I didn't I had no idea that they would ever kill him off. I mean, it seems like things were already pretty low for him anyway, but him to get killed by Lalo, my god. Yeah. And I guess I'll just end things with talking about, well, one more thing before I talk about the Walt and Jesse scene. I mean, there was a scene with Mike as well, but yeah. I'll just talk about that at the end. But I just want to mention one thing before I talk about that stuff. Yeah, that Jackie Chan Adventures little scene at the beginning of the episode when Saul Goodman's talking to his ex employee. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Seeing Jackie Chan Adventures. Lol, that was cool. Yeah, man, I missed that show. Reminds me of the Jetix days. Yeah, it was just so funny to see that show. Of all the shows they're watching, Jackie Chan Adventures, man. Lol, love that show. But yeah, I guess back to the Jesse and Walter White stuff. So basically, we kind of see them take him to the RV. They're driving, but it kind of, well, it seems like something happens to the van, so they can't really move. They're basically discussing about the terms of the money that they need to give. Well, that Saul Goodman needs to give to him and stuff. Basically, the stuff that I already know from Breaking Bad in season 2. Yeah, and they kind of have a little bonding moment. I guess Saul Goodman kind of notices that Walter White's coughing, and then in a later scene, a later flashback, we kind of see Mike that he mentions that he has cancer, because he's kind of telling all the information about how basically Jimmy knew everything about Jesse and Walter White, because he kind of gets all that information from Mike, because he's the one who gives him all that information and all the people he should be working with, basically. Yeah. And it's just, yeah, it was just a really cool cameo. I mean, I was waiting for Sordon to see this cameo, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, not gonna lie. I just know that a lot of people are gonna say this is their favorite episode because of that cameo, and it was nice to see those characters again acting like how they used to in Breaking Bad. Yeah, definitely missed that. They just have great chemistry, Jesse and Walter White. So it was good to see him one last time, because I'm not really sure if we'll ever get to see him again. I mean, there's a chance we might see Jesse again, but I don't even know what they're gonna do for the future of the Breaking Bad franchise. I mean, they did say they might make more spin-offs, but at this point, what else can they really do unless they're gonna focus on Walter White Jr. and he breaks bad like his father or something? Like, imagine that. I don't know. I have no idea what else they could do, because Hank, he's not alive. Because if he was still alive, like, that would have been a cool spin-off they could have did with him. But then again, what would they actually do though? Unless he's searching for Jesse or something. I don't know what they could really do unless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else they can do for a spin off unless we get to see stuff with Gustavo, with his I don't even know if that was his boyfriend or not. The one who gets killed by his boss. Like, they kind of show like a prequel of how their relationship built up until the moment where he dies and stuff. Yeah, both Gustavo and his kind of boyfriend. I don't know. I don't know, because he did have a family, so yeah. But yeah, I'll just end the review here though. Yeah, it was definitely a really good episode. A bit slow at times, but still enjoyable. Yeah, we've got some good stuff, and it's, it's kind of nice how things finally cling together with certain stuff from Breaking Bad from season 2, and how this episode kind of like connects them fully together now. Like, it's pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of cool imagery as well. Where the place where it looks like Jimmy was gonna get buried from Walter and Jesse just to threaten him basically, and then when you look down, it's kind of showing like his life now, like it's kind of teasing like how things are gonna end for him basically. Like that moment was when he was basically doomed, and he's had a chance to get out, but he's just decided to stay in this life, and it's not gonna end well for him basically. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my review of Better Call Saul, episode 11 of the final season. I guess there's 2 more episodes left and it's all over, so it's kind of obvious how it's gonna end. I just don't know if they're gonna like show one more flashback in the next episode, and then like the final episode will be Saul Goodman's downfall, and he's either gonna go to jail or die. In my opinion, I think he's gonna go to jail, and that's how it's gonna end. But yep, what do you guys think? I mean, we could also see yeah, I have to say one more thing. You could also see like Kim visit Saul Goodman in jail, and then that would be like the final scene with her walking away, for good this time, and you just see Saul Goodman in jail. I know that's kind of a depressing ending, but that's how I think it's gonna end anyway. But yeah, what do you guys think of the episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you find the cameo awesome? Let me know down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.